What's not worth it? It's not the deepest answer, but Postmates. Turn a $7 burrito into a $17 one. Ah, I remember the first time I ordered from Postmates. It was also the last time. There's no customer service. There's nothing you can do to reach out to your driver if they hit a certain button on their app. It transitioned to your driver is nearby and delivering your order. But my driver was in the wrong part of the neighborhood when they pressed that button, so I couldn't reach out and tell them they were delivering to the wrong address. So I sent out a support email and they refunded me. I ordered something else. Then 20 to 30 minutes later the delivery person from the Postmates order showed up. The food was still hot, so I have no idea what was up with the GPS map thing saying they were at my apartment. There's no way they wanted around for half an hour and everything was still scalding. So I emailed customer support back saying the app fucked up and the driver arrived after the app told me they dropped my food off at a nearby address. I got them to recharge me to avoid any issues with the driver and then had to leave the other thing I ordered in the fridge for the next day. No big deal. But the stress of making sure I didn't screw over the delivery person for something that wasn't their fault is the reason I will never use Postmates again. Grubhub isn't perfect, but you can call someone immediately and they can reach out to the necessary people to check up on and deal with the issues. Oh god, this comment turned into an ad. Anyway, fuck Postmates. Trying to rekindle a relationship with an ex who clearly has zero interest in pursuing it. Once you feel avoided by someone, never disturb them again. Or for that matter, start one with someone who isn't into it. People say persistence is key, but it's also the key to getting your ego beaten into the dirt. Buying babies a lot of clothes. They grow up so fast they don't even need half of what's in the closet. You'd think seeing an ad for unused baby clothes/furniture be tragic, but in reality it's like with avocados, wait a day too long and you can't use it. If I'm not mistaken, most of the reason babies need so many outfits is because they throw up, pee, poop, get food on, etc. multiple outfits a day, and it's easier to just throw them in a new outfit than do 2 loads of laundry a day. Working so hard you can't enjoy the rest of your life. If you have a choice, then yes. But sometimes working really hard is the difference between having a roof over your head or living on the streets. Working too hard can give you a heart attack. Heroin. I am truly curious about how good I could possibly feel, but will definitely be reserving that experience for if and when I know I'm about to kick the bucket. I have never used so take this with a grain of salt. Many say the needle represents the point of no return. Heroin is a lot more mild than you'd think. At sufficiently high doses, you feel cozy, warm, floaty, and relaxed. But first, you need to be careful about nausea. It can become overwhelming and totally ruin your experience. Addiction starts precisely because of how mild and laid back heroin feels. When you trip on acid, it's an experience, something you need to process, something you can learn from, and certainly not something for regular consumption. With heroin and other opiates, it's just 4 hours of chilling and feeling content. When you redose, it doesn't feel like you're going on another journey or pushing the limits. You're just extending the chill. Next thing you know, your tolerance builds, the subjective effects weaken at your existing dose, and you suddenly begin to experience withdrawal effects. You have 2 options here: escalate use or suffer. Many decide to change their ROA to 4 at this point to save money and return to those original effects. Many progressively increase their dose while avoiding the needle, and a minority recognize the issue and withdraw before things get worse. The problem is that this decision point comes fairly early in the journey/cycle of use for most people. This isn't rock bottom, it's just the first red flag. Many do not see it, or at least do not want to believe that they're looking at the beginning stages of a major problem. So they will continue using until things get markedly worse and can no longer be ignored. But with each subsequent dose, the withdrawal becomes that much more unbearable and the effects become that much less pronounced, until you're using just to reach baseline and fight off the interdose discomfort. Fear of withdrawal becomes paralyzing to the point that a future without opiates starts to feel impossible. It is a vicious cycle that can be stopped if caught early, but it rarely ever is. Bending over backwards to help someone that, at the end of the day, refuses to help themselves. Trying to save a friendship that you've clearly outgrown. I have to keep reminding myself of that one. Forcing a friendship. Buying particle board furniture. Cheap-ass plastic Tupperware. Edit, I did not know so many people had so many feelings on Tupperware and particle board furniture. I move a lot, so I've come to expect that kind of stuff to fall apart. I purchase most things second-hand, and most of it is real wood. If you have the means, I suggest thrift stores and antique shops. Watch YouTube tutorials and learn how to sand and stain or paint. That way, when you're bored with the look, you can strip it down and start all over again. I've picked up coffee tables and such for as little as $10. I am not immune to particle board stuff, it's everywhere, and I have an IKEA bookcase. Also, bookcases are hella heavy. As far as Tupperware, yes, I have real Tupperware brand stuff, the fun, groovy 70s kind. I use that for dry ingredient storage. For leftovers, I bought a set of glass containers with interlocking lids. I highly recommend, actually. I'm not immune to cheap plastic food storage, I have it on hand to give away when I bake excess. I just got real tired of that shit melting and staining. Honestly y'all, I'm not a fan of waste. So I try to repurpose and reuse as much as possible. But if you can, I suggest using your money for things that will last you. Tupperware, the exception to this is if it's going to have anything tomato related in it, because wow does tomatoes stain plastics. Avoiding particle board furniture is so hard. It's impossible to find. Even the bougie furniture shops are using it now. You can get custom work or rarely find specialty shops, but then a simple item can be $5,000 plus, which is bananas. Staying somewhere or with someone because it's safe or the easy route even though you're unhappy. Sometimes it's worth the risk to pack up and move on or out. I fall into this rut. I've been working at the same place for 20 years. I make shit compared to the rest of the industry, but I'm comfortable and it keeps me rooted here. Pissing off a tall building. The updraft just blows it back in your mouth. Is there a story behind this? Is the building still pissed off? Attacking someone who has the high ground. Gets cut in half. Hello there. Buying something just to impress friends. If they are really friends, you wouldn't need to buy something just to impress them. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.